Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Welcome back to Papa Boris playing Hearthstone in Naxxramas. The Construct Quarter is now open. Let's go ahead and buy it with 700 gold and take it for a whirl. This one, I saw my girlfriend playing it. It's a little bit longer than the others, actually. There are 4 bosses to beat, which means you get, I think, an extra card or something or other. And I had a realization. This might come as a bit of a surprise, but I actually am not that big of a fan of the Naxxramas expansion. I think it's not so much Naxxramas in particular as just I don't like having to like tweak my decks for every single fight and trying to come up with the perfect card to put in. There's so many cards in Hearthstone. Ranked was never really my strong suit anyway, so coming up with all the things to do is just not that fun for me. I don't mind, you know, reading a guide and just getting a deck from the guide to use in the case of the heroic fights. But there isn't literally no reward for beating the heroic fight, so I don't know exactly what the point of that is. Now, this is a very strange boss, to be sure. So he's got this weapon, which stays forever. Its death rattle is it spawns itself. He has no cards. He just whacks you with his weapon, and that's all he does. Babonk katonk. So I'm doing a zoo deck here. Might not actually be the best thing. And on top of that, I didn't take out certain things like Mortal Coil, which are useless against this guy because he has no minions. He just, he's just going to hit me every single time. What is this thing? Destroy a minion? Okay, so he can actually target that as well. Well, there is some taunt in here if I get a Defender of Argus. He is not going after my minions, though. He is going all the way for my face. So I might have to change up the deck to just get a bunch more taunt in here. Iron Beakal's not useful. The Rubian Egg actually not that useful either, unless I can give it taunt. Anyway, I should be able to win this race, I believe. He chose my Argent Squire over the Knife Juggler, which is a poor choice. But it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Alright, Direwolf Alpha, that's good. So we'll do that. And I hate to play this Iron Beak Owl. I don't want to silence any of these things. They are all quite useful. Now, the Leopard Gnomes, they're never actually going to die unless I Mortal Coil them, I suppose. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and just play the Owl. That gives me an extra Knife Fling. And he shouldn't be able to kill me now. He's going to kill the Wolf. So what I can do is I can Mortal Coil for essentially an extra 2 damage if I needed to, but I'm gonna kill him anyway, especially because I got Soulfire here. But you know, we can be fancy here. We can Mortal Coil the Leper Gnome, getting use out of the removal card that I wouldn't otherwise have been able to use because this guy has no minions, and we win the game. All right, bit of a weird fight. Though I like that fight. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's really nifty. It's very creative. Can't really complain. Let's keep on going with Zoo. I don't know if Zoo is the best deck for this. Actually, all I knew about was the first boss. I saw my girlfriend playing that. Thought it was really interesting, but I don't know anything about the others. He's holding some kind of, what is that? A musket? A sludge musket? What is that? Okay. Well, we're playing a random person who actually has real cards. I think we need to keep the Knife Juggler, but the stuff's not really what I want. Like some 1-drops, and I get Unabusive Sergeant, which I may or may not play depending on what this guy's hero ability is. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. If any die, summon a slime. Oh, okay. Well, let's see if he's gonna coin into this. The answer, it seems, is no. Summon a slime. I wonder what kind of slime it is. So I'm gonna play Knife Juggler. I'm gonna kill off my Leper Gnomes so that he doesn't get to kill it with the Poison Cloud. Although his own Leper Gnome would have died. I don't know. It's a tough call. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't really want to play either of these minions, but I will go ahead and drop the Nerubian Egg and the Abusive Sergeant, which may seem a little odd. Why not wait until later to play the Abusive Sergeant? Well, I figured it'd be good to get it out now, so that I could buff it with the Wolf next turn. That, of course, has terribly backfired, though, because the Slime is a 2/2. That's bigger than I was expecting, folks. Bigger than I was expecting. Well, Dark Dwarf's a good card. Nerubian Egg, I think, I don't know, I don't follow the ranked meta game at all, but I feel like Nerubian Egg has got to be a good addition to Zoo. With the Wolf, the Shadowstone Cleric, the Defender of Argus, Dark Iron Dwarf, Abusive Sergeant, there are just a bajillion reasons why you want to have Nerubian Eggs in your deck. Well, Shield Bearer comes at a pretty nice time. We're going to go ahead and play it. And do I buff my own stuff? These guys, they don't have time. Yeah, let's go ahead and buff them up. That means my Shield Bearer won't be attacking, but that's okay. I can make him attack with the Wolf if need be, and I've got plenty of health so I can still life tap a fair bit. Poison Cloud is not a very good use of 2 mana at this moment, nor is Dancing Sword a particularly great card for him, because it'll trade with my Nerubian and then I'll get to draw a card. Alright, so let's just kill that and get a card. Brendan Squire, lovely dovely. We will life tap here as well. Nerubian Egg, okay, so we're going to play the Direwolf Alpha. Attack with these guys. Bonkety, 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 bonk. And I'll play a Nerubian Egg, so it's here. Ready to go. You can even Mortal Coil your Nerubian Eggs in a pinch. Though I prefer not to have to do that. Cult Master. I am underwhelmed by that play. Let's check to see if I have a win here. We've got 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12 damage. Okay, so I will go ahead then and do the following. We're going to Shattered Stone Cleric, our egg. Although I could have used the egg with just the wolf and then Mortal Coil to finish off the Cult Master. That might have been actually a lot smarter. Okay. Play another Direwolf Alpha. You know, if I had life tapped first, I could have won this turn because I was, I think, 2 damage shy of killing him. Whatever. It's fine. We'll win, I'm sure, here. So he gets his slimes. Unless he can give them taunt, it shouldn't matter. Cold Blood, pro play. Does he have like a Shadow Flame here? Okay, admittedly, there are bad things that could happen here. If he has Shadow Flame or taunt or something. But give him minion +4/+4 and taunt. Okay. Wow. So he's going to get a pair of 5/6 taunters. Well played. Well played indeed. No talk. Oh, well, that's not very nice. Alright, so we'll kill off one of these with Nerubian, which has been quite useful in this matchup. Kill off the other with the Dark Iron Dwarf after he slides next to the Wolf. And I'm going to kill him with Shield Bearer. It's payback, motherfucker. Well played. Alright, so far so good. We'll keep going with Zoo. It's pretty quick. I like this Mad Scientist guy. Obviously not in my Zoo deck, because I don't have any secrets, but a 2/2 for 2 is only 1 stat point shy of baseline, and putting a secret onto your deck, I mean, that gives you a qualitative benefit because you get a secret onto the battlefield, but it also gives you a quantitative benefit because that's, you know, depending on which class you are, either free 2 mana, 1 mana, or 3 mana. I think that guy's probably best for mages because mages have the most expensive secrets. And now that Duplicate is in the mix, I gotta say, playing against mages is really tricky when they play a secret. Even though only 1 secret was added to their mix, that 1 secret has a major impact on how you play, because before it was just like, okay, you play a minion, and if it doesn't get copied, it's not Mirror Entity, and then, okay, like, you attack, and then if nothing happens when you attack, then you know that it's, you know, one of the wacky spell-related ones. Whereas now, you can get in trouble if you kill an enemy minion that the mage has, which wasn't previously the case. And that's tricky. What is this thing, by the way? Change the health of all minions to 1. Okay. Fair enough. Well, if I let him do this, yeah, I don't know. Well, let's do this thing, I suppose. Because if its health is going to get changed to 1 anyway, I might as well just have it happen on my terms. You know, I should have actually done that first, and then I could have played the Voidwalker instead of the Flame Imp. That would have been a lot smarter. Would have stopped this spider from killing my Flame Imp. I might actually be in trouble here. Okay, so we're going to play the Shattered Stone Cleric, because this prevents the Flame Imp from dying when this guy's Death Rattle pops. So now go, and they're both at 1 health, so his hero ability does nothing. Skeletal Smith. Death Rattle destroy opponent's weapon. Seen a lot of those. Don't know why. Defender of Argus doesn't really help me at all here. I could play the Voidwalker just to distract this, but let's keep it simple, keep it safe. We'll kill that off. That seems fine. We'll play the Voidwalker. Play the Abusive Sergeant. Play the wolf. And I don't know if, you know, maybe he's got something to combo with this, like an arcane explosion or something, in which case I'm screwed. But that's fine. We're here to learn. Just Death Rattle. This is a playable card. You can see it's got the white crystal in the middle, so it is a common. I don't know. I kind of have to think that's going to be a major card. It's a 2/3 for 1 mana. Now, yeah, it restores 5 health to the enemy hero, but the thing is, if the hero hasn't been damaged yet, the Death Rattle does nothing. So you're getting a 2/3 for a mana discount. That's just a huge boost for Zoo and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, let's play the Defender of Argus here. Trade the Abusive Sergeant for that. And then pound with the rest of the team. 5 health, gotta say, was pretty nice there. So let's see if he can clear my board. If he can clear my board, he'll be alright. Okay. Wait a minute. No, I have an Iron Beak Owl. Oh my god, I can't believe I have an Iron Beak Owl. That is amazing. So let's life tap. Okay, I'll play a Knife Juggler. Iron Beak Owl. Hopefully the knife hits his face, but it probably doesn't matter altogether much. We'll just pound him. I'm pretty sure I've got lethal, and indeed I do. Whimpers and Grumble. Okay, well I guess Zoo is a pretty good deck to play at least the bosses of the Construct Quarter with, and indeed we get the Zombie Chow right there. Should I put that in right now? I'm kind of tempted. I'm not gonna lie. It's been defined though. Well, we'll figure out the proper Zoo construction later on. What is this thing? Swap the attack and health. Oh yeah, so Nerubian Egg is definitely good here because it seems in the past any hero power that costs 0 mana is just automatically used at the beginning of their turn. So if you play a Nerubian Egg, they'll just use their thing anyway. The Nerubian Egg will automatically pop and you get a 4/4. Seems good. So yeah, look how it's spinning with these yellow lines. I believe that implies it will be used automatically. Okay. Oh, mulligan the Mortal Coil, but I'll keep the Shield Bearer, although that's not my favorite thing to play on turn 1. The Abusive Sergeant makes it much better to have on turn 1, of course, but I don't really want to play this on turn 2. I'd rather play the Nerubian Egg. Anyway, Shield Bearer it is. Polarity Shift. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm stupid. Okay, so Polarity Shift automatically kills the old Shield Bearers. So if I lose this, I will take the Shield Bearers out. I'll put the Zombie Chow in their place. Because obviously you don't want 0/4s if this is happening. Wow, I had a pretty massive brain fart there. That Doom Guard looking pretty good. As long as I don't draw my other Doom Guard or either of my Soul Fires in the next 2 turns, I should be good. So I can play these 2 guys next turn. And might be able to get this guy down without having to play anything. Oh, excuse me. Oh my god, excuse me. Might be able to play a Doom Guard without having to lose any dudes. Alright, I'll play the Defender of Argus. He's the most expensive thing I have. I'll swing for butt tons of damage. And this thing gets buffed, but it can't kill any of my things. Actually, it will, though. It will kill the Shattered Sun Cleric, because now everything got reverted back to what it was. Does he have some kind of board clear? Is he going to play Brawl or something? Sludge Belcher. Wow, that is annoying. Truth be told, I'm going to have to bust through that stupid thing twice. Okay. So what we'll do is the following. I'm going to play Abusive Sergeant. On that. Run this in here. Grudgingly kill this Sludge. Play that. Play that. Pass the turn. So hopefully next turn I get a 1-drop. If I do, I can play that and the Doom Guard. If not, I'll throw whatever card away that I get and play the Doom Guard and hopefully win soon. Lightning Storm! Oh no! Only my Nerubian lives. Well, wow. Nerubian has got a lot of status effects, mainly because all the polarities stack, it seems. My other stuff unfortunately dies. Okay, well, we're going to have to go for Doom Guard, I think. Dark Iron Dwarf. Alright, we'll hold off on the Doom Guard, because I can life tap. Dark Iron Dwarf's pretty solid here. Swing for 7 damage. You get a 4/4. Threatening lethal. I can play the Direwolf Alpha next turn and the Doom Guard for 6 damage. Plus Dark Cultist. And he was overloaded from the Lightning Storm. Fork Lightning achieves nothing. The polarity was really bad here. If he hadn't done it, he could have... Maybe he would have killed my Nerubian, because it would have taken 2 damage. It would have been down to 2 health, and the Swamp Ooze would have killed it, but instead it actually lives. Alright, so what we'll do here is play the Wolf. And I don't actually need the Doom Guard. That is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so boss fights. I don't know if I can comment on how easy they are. Frankly, it doesn't actually matter how easy they are, because the only thing that matters is how hard they are in heroic mode, and well, that remains to be seen. The other thing is I didn't use Zoo on the other challenges. I used other decks, so maybe Zoo is just incredibly good at beating the bosses, and that's why it seemed easier here. So we got a pretty good pair of classes. I have been waiting for the Warrior and Priest for a while, especially Priest. I'm very excited about that. The Dark Cultist, a 3/4 for 3, very exciting. Probably going to be lots of Priests in the ranked queue. And the Warrior also has a pretty good card, that 4/2 weapon, like a True Silver Champion, same cost, except instead of healing you, it has a death rattle that when it blows up, all minions take 1 point of damage. I just realized my microphone levels are probably at the wrong place, so I apologize if this has been a buzzy video, but now I've set them back to their normal levels. Alright, I'll keep a 3-drop. So these heroic or class challenges. To be totally honest with you, I would say overall, I'd rate them C+. Because for the most part, the decks just haven't been that thematic. For the most part. There are some exceptions. The, what's his face? The Hunter, I think, was really cool, where your whole deck is web spinners. I thought that was very neat. I also thought the Druid one was alright. I thought that one seemed fine. But for the most part, they've just been like, here's a shitty deck. Play it for absolutely no reason. And I don't really understand what the point is. The idea of getting a deck and then having to win a fight, that's cool. But if there's no particular, like if it doesn't seem to be any particular reason for what they're doing, I don't know. Like here, I get it that I have an Enraged deck, but there's no particular reason why I should be playing this deck against the other opponent, except for that he has the Poison Cloud ability that damages all my minions. But like, I don't know. It's like so far I've just been playing inferior cards, and he's got much better stuff than I do. So we'll kill this. We'll do a card draw here. Let's see if I can get Death's Bite. No, I get a Rampage. So we'll do the Tauren Warrior, I guess. I mean, this, I gotta say, the Echoing Ooze and the Cold Blood is a pretty good combo. Or Echoing Ooze, give it Taunt. Pretty solid combo. So anyway, if I can get through his stuff, I should be alright. But, you know, if he can use Poison Cloud on himself, that would also be nice. Wait, no, I don't want him to use Poison Cloud on himself. He'll get 2 2s in place of these 2 1s. There's just nothing valuable taking place here. Oh, Cult Master's no problem. He's just going for my face. He's not even bothering to get cards. Oh, he's going to get a card. Okay, great. Okie doke. So Cleave is good here. I will first Rampage, kill the Cult Master. That way he doesn't get cards off of the Cleave. Cleave is a pretty clutch top deck there. I'll play Nerubian Egg in preparation for him using Poison Cloud, so I can put Rampage on it. It looks like it's going to get... Nope, my Armor Smith gets... or Spiteful Smith gets slammed. And then he gets a Slime when it dies. Alright, luckily it doesn't have any combos for the Echoing Ooze. It's just a pair of 1/2s, that's fine. I will Rampage up my Egg, kill his Slime. I judge that getting this on the board is more valuable than getting an Acolyte for cards at the moment. +4/+4 and that is not a card you can unlock, FYI. Rubian Egg, well, that would have been a good card to give +4/+4 and taunt too. He decided not to, however. I'm a warrior and I'm getting, you know, my opponent has ooze. I just don't really understand what's going on. Anyway, so what we're gonna do here is cry, because it's just not a good situation. Although, I guess it's okay. So I'm gonna get a 4/4 here. I can execute this stupid thing. I can then turn on Rampage there. Kill the ooze. The Acolyte, which is pretty good. Because when he does the Poison Cloud, the Acolyte will give me a card, so that's nice. Alright, and that is going to happen now. So I'm going to get a bunch of armor as well. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That I'm getting armor off of that. He really shouldn't have used that thing, because now this guy got dropped to the point where my Nerubian can kill him. So I could cleave to finish off the slimes, but I don't see the point of that. I'd rather get some more cards. And not give him the 4/4 Nerubian. Ah, Grommash Hellscream. How nice. Is it worth it to enrage this guy? I think it actually is. That. Swing up. And that Acolyte was very handy here. My opponent does decide to poison Cloud it up, so I get a bunch more armor and another card. And he does get the Nerubian, but it has Summoning Sickness. So, it's not that good. Ah, that's unfortunate. Alright, luckily all this stuff will die when the Abomination pops. So that's good, at least. Okay. I'm going to place this Berserker down. And the Armor Smith. This way, the Frothing Berserker is going to get a monumental bonus. From like 9 minions being damaged, and I'm also going to get a ton of armor from 2 Armor Smiths, keeping me alive here. Okay. I recant my whining at the beginning of this match. I think this actually is one of the better class challenges, because there's a purpose to, you know, your deck being an enraged deck, and all that. Grommash Hellscream is tragically going to die, though. That sucks. Maybe I should have gone about killing him in a different killing off the Abomination in a different fashion. Alright, so he's out of cards. So am I, however. Luckily, I am going to get a card from these Dancing Swords, quite conveniently. And Cleave will take care of business. Play out my hand. It's a little bit unfortunate, but my opponent is going to get a pair of slimes here. Maybe I should have thrown away this Armor Smith into the Loot Hoarder. But then I couldn't have played Cleave. I don't know, it was fine. So now he's got a pair of 2/2s to my nothing. I have tons of health and an egg, which will presumably die because my opponent seems very trigger happy with this Poison Cloud. And I've got a bajillion armor from the Armor Smiths. Alright, this is a neat one. I think my deck is probably just underpowered compared to the opponent's. The opponent seems to be much more synergistic than mine, which probably isn't the point they were going for. Oh my gosh, my opponent actually elects not to use his power, showcasing some small amount of artificial intelligence. Battle Rage will give me 2 cards, that's worth it. Waiting would be very silly at this point. Ah, finally, there's the Death's Bite. So we do this. Death's Bite. Let's kill off one of these slimes. Pass the turn. So next turn when I attack with Death's Bite, it'll blow up and it'll enrage my Raging Worgen. Unfortunately, the Raging Worgen is already dead. Well, it'll kill this, and then it'll then, yeah, so this is worth doing. So I'm going to play the Berserker, armor up, because it doesn't matter what order I do things in. Kill that thing with Death's Bite, the weapon blows up, it pops into a Whirlwind, and then my guy gets enraged and I get a Nerubian. So hopefully a 4/4 and a 5/2 are good enough to handle whatever my opponent's about to play. Leper Gnome. Well, if I kill it with the Nerubian, it's going to die. The Nerubian will die to the hero ability. He, however, has the kill. I was going to kill my Berserker, which was going to die to the Poison Cloud, which was very foolish because I was going to give him a slime. Very foolish indeed. I will play the other Death's Bite and kill the or the Leper Gnome that way so that my Nerubian can live. Yeah, I would have lost this game if my opponent played properly. Definitely, this class challenge, I don't know. It's cool that there's definitely a very strong interaction between your deck and the opponent's. Previous in some other class challenges, like the, I believe, Shaman one, there was like really no particular relationship between what you were doing and what your opponent had. But at the same time, the opponent's deck just feels stronger than yours, which is lame. Alrighty. Battle Rage for 3 cards. Pretty good top deck. Actually, they're the last 3 cards of my deck. So, that's cool. Luckily, I have plenty of armor because I had those Armor Smiths. And I will just go ahead and go for the throat here. I have no choice. I'm out of cards. Oh, right. Acolyte was a very foolish play. I should have played the Stone Skin Gargoyle because I had no cards to draw. Alright, one of my minions needs to be able to get the damage through. What is he going to play for his turn? If it's like a Sludge Belcher or something, I'd be totally screwed. Luckily, We go to fatigue, but we end up pulling it out. Okay. Yeah, I'll rate that up. I'll generously rate that class challenge. Oh, we'll say a B-. The average of these, I think, is a C+. That one was okay. It was sort of interesting, but the deck was definitely underpowered compared to the opponent. Very curious now how the priest plays out. Very curious indeed. Because, of course, I am very excited about the card I'm going to get for priest. And the priest, I think, is generally just fun and overall. Up against Thaddeus. Here, the polarity guy. And you have more polarity yourself. Mind Games is a terrible card. It has no reason to be in any deck. I guess I'll keep one Crazed Alchemist around, though, I don't know, Crazed Alchemist seems to lose some value given that the opponent's going to be polarizing your stuff anyway. The worst challenge was probably the Rogue, because that one had a bunch of, what's it called? It had a bunch of, like, bounce stuff. Hang on, let me type some stuff. 1, 4, 3, 6, 7. It had a bunch of bounciness, and they didn't really seem to be all that justified. You could never really use any of the bouncy things. Inner Fire with Light Spawn, really? I just, whatever. Greetings. My initial impression of this is not very good. Alright, yes, an Nerubian Egg and the opponent uses Polarity Shift. Yes, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Stone Skin Gargoyle. Well, this is a good start. At least this time I don't feel grossly underpowered compared to my opponent, since I actually appear to have a decent start and decent cards. Polarity Shift. Gotta admit, the graphic is really cool. I wish we could see that graphic elsewhere. Lightning Storm. Well, it might kill the Dark Cultist, or it might not. The Nerubian will live. And my opponent wins the Quantum on the Dark Cultist, so my consolation prize is that the Nerubian gets a bonus to health. Well, I could get a random minion, or I could get the Light Spawn. I might as well get the Light Spawn, honestly, because at least I know it's a 5/5, whereas Mind Games could be just total junk. Don't really know what the opponent has. Luckily, he's overloaded from the Lightning Storm, so that's a plus. Lightning Bolt, will that kill my Nerubian, or is it going to diminish my Light Spawn? Probably the right call to kill the Nerubian, since the Light Spawn could get healed. I am, after all, a priest. Oh, look at this Inner Fire. It's really, really convenient. I'm glad that I have that card. Cough not. Alright. So, we'll just pound him with the Light Spawn. Light Spawn never changes. Much like War. War never changes. And he's going to play a pair of oozes. Yeah, this is why I don't really want to play Mind Games. I don't want to play 4 mana for a 3/2. That's not something I'm super excited about. Oh, Divine Spirit. Hooray. So, let's burn the Unbeliever here. Divine Spirit here. And I'm going to hit him in the face. So the reason for this is that simply, I figure he's going to use Polarity first, making this a 2/3 and this a 3/5, which is exactly what I want. It always happens first, so this is better for me. Sludge Belcher. Crap. Well, I can actually use my hero ability to kill it off. Ah, perfect. Okay, so we're going to just Shadow Madness to steal that away. Yeah, whatever. This class challenge, at least the deck seemed to be stronger than the Warrior deck. The Warrior deck seemed quite weak. Generally, those Enraged decks I find don't work too well, because they rely on you playing a minion and having it not die for a turn, and that's hard to do. Especially when you're not using Warsong Commanders, which that deck wasn't. Well, anyway, that was that. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and or subscribe. And I may or may not be back for the Heroic mode. Those of you who want to stick around, we'll take a look here. So I beat the Arachnid Quarter heroic stuff. I beat some of the Plague Quarter stuff. I'm going to look up some guys for the Military Quarter. My friend Dan had some suggestions. And of course, then there's the new quarter that we just unlocked. So that's that. I'll see you again soon, folks. Take care.